Hello and welcome to Terraria. My name's Todd, also known as MJMech, and this is of course Terraria. Last time we left off, we started creating some Spectre armor, or Spectre bars in particular, and this time around we were going to focus on trying to defeat a mechanical boss, so we can get some more hollowed bars, so that we can finish our little pet project of creating a chlorophyte generator, or gatherer. So for our chlorophyte gatherer, real quick, I did want to mention, before we continue on with this, is there is some updates coming to Terraria, of course, as I've stated before, and there's some updates to the mod known as T-Mod Launcher, which is just kind of like a Terraria mod launcher. It's effectively how I play most of the mods. So in the future episodes, some of these mods may break. It's just a forewarning. If they do break, I will be discussing that at the time. I'm not going to worry about it right now, though. So we're going to create a chlorophyte gatherer, and we're also going to create a chlorophyte accelerator. So accelerator we're not going to worry about just yet. The gatherer we do need to worry about, though. So we need a pickaxe, which we can get from, of course, mechanical bosses. We need mud, and we need jungle grass seeds. None of which should be impossibly hard to get, but it's definitely worth noting that we need them. So we will be fighting a mechanical boss here in just a second. Now, I did do a little bit of research because I had a question that I wanted answered previously, and that's whether or not there is a buff limit. And as I found out, there is a buff limit. So there's a limit to how many beneficial effects you can have on your character at one time. As such, there will be certain effects that I will not be using. I'm just going to be storing them away in our infinite storage system, but there are ones that I will be keeping. So I will definitely be keeping Yarm Stimulants, just because Yarm Stimulants is ridiculously good. It's effectively just, how do I put this? Let's see, where is she? So Yarm Stimulants, not vanilla, shop changer, we want this one, Calamity. So it gives a decent buff to all offensive and defensive stats. So Yarm Stimulants is just good overall. Cadence Potion is effectively a life force potion, just slightly weaker, or if I remember correctly, actually kind of the same. Life regen, max life increased by 10, increases heart range pickup, reduces enemy aggro, all that stuff. There's the life force potion itself, which we do want. We want the Hulk potion. I don't know if we want heart reach because we have the cadence. So let's see. Cadence. Gives the cadence buff, which reduces shot prices and enemy aggro, increases life regen, increases heart pickup range. Boosts all damage by 8% but lowers defense by 20. That's not very worthwhile. Increases flight time. Ooh, interesting. Some interesting calamity potions that have come out. Anyway, shop changer, thorium. I don't think thorium would be all that important right now. Let's go back to vanilla. So, let's see, does the heart reach increases mag pickup range for life hearts? I don't think that it's any different than our cadence potion, so I'm just going to chuck that one in. Heart reach into our computer there. Let's see, Wrath provides critical, I believe. No, it's just pure damage. Endurance provides damage resistance, so those two are critical. Hulk Potion provides Rage, which is increased critical. Okay. So we're going to take the ones that we were keeping for sure, and we're going to put them on the bottom. Keeping these ones for sure. Keeping that one. Summoning is a maybe. We definitely want Potion of Omniscience. Iron Body I would like to keep, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. Shine is pretty useful. Swiftness. Health regeneration, just normal health regeneration. I don't know if that's entirely worth it. Frenzy. Frenzy increases attack speed. Inferno. Inferno is the one that I wanted to get rid of because it didn't look right. Magic power. Okay, I think we're still hitting kind of close to the buff limit. So the buff limit is 22. So this is 10 right here. 20, 22. Okay, so we've kind of hit the buff limit by being here. Now if we remove some of these buffs by running away from, like, say, the, what is it, the thing. Can we buff up anymore? No. Okay, so this is the amount of buffs we would usually have, and that's an okay amount of buffs. Though if we did want to buff up, say, with our tables and whatnot, that would remove that, so might decide to get rid of some more here in the future. I don't know. I don't know if Iron Skin's really all that worth it. Well fed. In the future, I might decide to get rid of some more of these potions, just to see. Because I'm not sure if the Yarm Stimulants really stacks with everything, so I'll have to do some research into that. But for now, I think we're good. The Yarm Stimulants is, the reason I say it may not stack is just because it's a combination of a bunch of the other potions. Same with Cadence. I don't know if either of those stack with their components. If they do, it might be worthwhile to hang on to things like the Wrath Potion for sure and the Endurance Potion, because they stack together into the Yarm Stimulants, and that would be amazing. But if they don't, that would be okay, because that just means fewer buffs that we need. It does seem like the Cadence Potion does stack just because our health went up with Life Force. So I'm thinking it does. Not positive though, so I'll have to do a little bit of research. Regardless, that does mean that later on in the game, as we're kind of going through things, we may have to, what is it? Swap our buffs around to kind of maximize that. So that's going to be kind of weird. Let's see, did we lose Yarm Stimulants at some point? We did. Okay, so our buffs are just eaten if we have too many of them. That's really, really unfortunate. I guess out of all the ones that we don't need, Frenzy is probably not super useful. We definitely need to make sure that we have Yarm Stimulants on at all times, though. Swiftness, Shine, Iron Skin might not be as useful now that we've kind of gotten up there in levels. So we'll get rid of that at least. Actually, mana regeneration also isn't super useful because we have the Celestial Cuffs. So actually we're going to pop that one off. Okay. So let's see. Cadence is needed. The Yarn of Stimulants, that's needed. Life Force Potion, definitely. Endurance Potion. Wrath Potion. The Hulk Potion and the Frenzy Potion may not be as necessary. Mega Heal Potion. Omniscience. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of burp there. Fulbright Potion. Well, Fulbright may not be as useful. Let's see. Since we have the Potion of Omniscience, I'm not sure if Fulbright's super useful. Also, later on, we'll get Light Pets. We don't currently have a Light Pet, but we will be able to have one soonish. Let's go over here real quick into an area that's kind of dark to see how dark it is with just what we've got on. Oop. Our little lamp does provide a little bit of light to us, aside from just being the health regen, so I guess the shine isn't super useful to us at this moment because our lamp. Okay, so we'll go with the lamp for the moment. We won't worry about anything else. Summoning is pretty useful, so 10 buffs in total. Iron Body, so this is, in total that's 12 buffs, so that makes sure that we have at least those 12 buffs, because those 2 buffs do buff our damage and other things pretty heavily. We could potentially get rid of the magic power ones for just the pure damage ones. Let's get rid of that, because we don't have that in our repertoire. I don't know if that's worthwhile. It might be worthwhile, though. Oh, what a terrible decision. Alright, well I'll have to decide on what buffs we need later, but currently we have pretty good style of buffs, our assortment. I'm spending too much time just thinking about buffs. Let's see, I did want to go to the dye trader. Where is that jerk? There he is. I also need to re-equip my Cthulhu shield. Damage reduction, damage enemies, sure. Spores. Come here, dye trader. Give me some cool dyes. Wisp dye, huh? How does that one look? Not the worst, I guess. Looks kind of okay. Red acid dye. Not horrible. Rose-tinted glasses. Kind of funny in its own way. They're not horrible dyes. I was kind of hoping for some of the better ones, though. Like Midnight or something like that. Reflective obsidian. Do we have any strange plants in our strain? Nope. No, we do not. Okay. Alright, so we do need to create some mechanical parts, so we're going to need some souls. Because we don't have enough of those. I think the mechanical worm would probably be the easiest for us to craft. And it's what we have the most of. And we only need hallowed bars. We don't really need the souls from the other bosses, so the mechanical worm ought to be easy peasy. Don't see. So we need iron and we need rotten chunks. Rotten chunks. And then we'll go iron. Okay, so we got enough to make it just a ton of those. Do we have any hollowed bars? We have a couple. Well, a single one, but still. Better than nothing for the moment. Do we have to... We can craft it right here on the anvil. Cool. So let's create a couple of those. It also just became daytime, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to deal with that. Do I have a clock? I do have a clock in here. A blue dungeon clock. That'll work. That way we can tell what time it is. So we know when it's time to go fight stuff. It is 6 a.m. right now, so it is just beginning to be morning, so we can't really fight him at this moment. So we'll go and gather up some chlorophyte the old-fashioned way. Rather than trying to get the gather while it's daytime. And we also need to pull out our summons. One thing that you might notice is that I prioritized the summoning potion as one of our potions, just because summoning potions add another minion, and minions kind of effectively are just straight damage. So, in a way, it's kind of worthwhile to consider summons as such. So we'll head down into the jungle, we'll gather up some more life fruits and whatnot. As soon as it becomes nighttime, which should be in a couple minutes, we'll prioritize going over and dealing with that. Do we have... I don't know. Should we try going into the jungle and seeing if there's anything in... I mean, the jungle temple? I don't know if it's really worthwhile yet. I don't think it is. I'd really like to have that Spectre armor. Ooh, there's a big old vein of chlorophyte. Oh, no, that's cobalt. That's useless to me. Bloody cobalt, anyhow. Okay, so the Omniscience Potion, of course, is important. Yarm Stimulants and Cadence Potion. But some of the other potions, because they do stack, like the Life Force Potion, pretty useful. Ooh, there's a life fruit right away. So life fruits and, of course, chlorophyte, once the jungle has been awakened, so to say, in hard mode, will just continue to spawn. Very conveniently, honestly. That's not chlorophyte, that's cobalt as well. I'm looking for chlorophyte. Bloody chlorophyte anyhow. There's some chlorophytes, but not a lot. if this stuff under me is also clarified. It is. Okay, so we'll gather that as well. If we can gather enough Spectre bars from what we've currently got to just make the armor, we're golden. At that point, pretty much all the rest of the bosses, even potentially the Moon Lord, might be relatively easy. But on expert mode, there's lots that you don't want to leave to chance, and saying the Moon Lord is easy is not something you want to say, usually. He's not impossible, thankfully, though. I will definitely say he's not impossible. It's just not easy. Yeah, that was clarified. So our light has kind of gone down without the shine potion. But it's not horrible, thanks to the lamp that we have. I really would like it if we had a light pit. It was more snappy. So maybe we need to do some more forays back into the dungeon. Gather up some more items. Bloody Medusa turned us to stone. Hate it when they do that. So we gathered up, how much chlorophyte? 68 so far. Not a bad amount. Oh, there's another life fruit. Gotta grab that. We are slowly making our way towards max life, at least for the moment. Then of course we have to get the Calamity upgrades, which will be fun as well. And then it's just one of those funny things that Calamity makes you really powerful, but at the same time, the bosses in Calamity kind of invalidate all their power by being what they are, so it's just funny in its own way. Kind of you rise to a challenge, so they have to give you a bigger challenge, sort of thing. I guess from a game design standpoint, it would be kind of like shooting yourself in the foot, but I don't really know. I'm not a game designer, I'm a game player. Hey, look at this big old room that we made. Let's dig over here. If we gather up good enough amounts, I think we'll just start exploring to see if we can't find any more life fruits. Because let's see. To make chlorophyte bars, we need 6 per. To make Spectre bars, we need 2 bars. So for every Spectre bar, we have to have at least 12 ore. So if we gather up 120, that means we'll have gathered up, what would that be, 10? 10 bars? That's not a lot. I think we need more than 10 more bars, so I guess we'll keep going. Who else is here? I'm still waiting for that compass to drop, and I don't know, like I said, if it's just one of our mods that's preventing it from dropping, or what. We just cannot seem to get a hands on the compass. It really kind of pisses me off in some ways. But it's not massively problematic, it's just preventing us from getting our hands on a cell phone. Which would be useful for testing our DPS and things like that on a training dummy. Figuring out how much damage we can do to certain things. Which is important, but not critical yet. Okay. So we got 160. Not a bad amount. Definitely gonna need more chlorophyte though. Gonna need lots more. Should we kill Plantera? We could kill Plantera, but I don't think there's any good reason for us to at this exact moment. Plus Plantera would still be quite difficult even with the vampire knives. So I'll have to leave it for the moment. Let's see. Nothing here, nothing there. Life fruit. It's pretty fantastic in its own way. Cobalt, I don't really need the cobalt. Or the iron. Don't really need these stingers either. Well, I thought we were going to have enough time to fight a mechanical boss, but I don't know if we will. I guess we did gather up the chlorophyte we needed regardless. We can head back up and we'll see if it's nighttime yet. It's still not nighttime. Next time I will have to just start the video at nighttime and then just immediately fight the boss. But let's make up our chlorophytes. And we'll gather up the pieces we need to make our Spectre bars. There we go. So we have 62 Spectre bars. I think that's enough, but I'm not positive. So we'll get the Spectre hood, Spectre robe, and Spectre pants. And now we are almost immortal as long as we're casting magic, which makes the hasty celestial cuffs plus all of this ridiculously good. So effectively, if you've never seen the Spectre armor before, magic damage done to enemies heals the player. It does say heals the player with lowest health, but because we're going to be the only player, that's going to be us. So now our fighting capability and our healing capability are dependent on our magic ability. So that kind of negates a lot of things. Let's see, what does the rash brain do? Increases damage. Purely increases damage, huh? Increases all damage, critical strike, and critical damage. Okay. Let's take our chlorophyte armor and we'll throw that in here, along with all this other junk that we picked up. We will... oh, not the chlorophyte. I want the chlorophyte back. Chlorophytes. I had a lot more ore than I thought I did. That's okay in a way. Chlorophytes, we'll throw that in there. We will be making a pickaxe from Spectre soon enough as well. Spectre stuff. I want to test our DPS real quick. So this is the major thing that you need to start thinking about once you get your Spectre armor, is how much damage you can do and how quickly you're able to do it. Search. Well, it'd be accessories, wouldn't it? Because we need our DPS meter. Select. DP. Nope. I think it's actually Goblin Tech, isn't it? Goblin Tech, yes. Okay. So our Goblin Tech will allow us to test our DPS and see which is more effective. We're going to just use the Magic Dagger as kind of a base point. So we'll be testing with the ring first. And I don't think that doesn't buff my magic damage. That doesn't buff my magic damage. The Charm Mist doesn't buff my magic damage. So it'll be between the Amalgamated Brain and the ring to see which one does more damage. So it looks like we're doing approximately like 400 to 500 DPS with the ring equipped. Let's see what our DPS is with the Amalgamated Brain. Only about 400 DPS, so I'm thinking the crits are what are making the normal ring better. A crit damage upgrade, maybe the armor penetration, I don't know. But I guess the ring would be the better choice in that regard then. So we'll go with that. We'll put our Goblin Tech back. So next time, well, actually, what time is it? It is 6 p.m. You know what? No, we're not going to take the extra day, the extra episode. We're going to just fight a mechanical worm. And I'm going to show off just how powerful the combination of the Shade Rain Staff, Magnet Sphere, and a magic weapon is when you're using, what is it? The Spectre armor. So I think we're almost... Okay, so we're not at nighttime just yet. I think nighttime is about 7 or 8 o'clock. Almost there. We can spend a couple more seconds doing something else. So, I don't know if I showed off the Magnet Sphere. I also want to reforge that if possible. From Shoddy. Superior, that's a nice one. Shade Rain. Lazy, Hurtful. Extra damage, also good. Superior, superior, and hurtful. Not bad. So the whole idea behind having all this magic damage is you throw down your Shade Rain, throw up a Shoddy Magnet Sphere, and then you just do massive amounts of damage like that. And of course, it's more effective when you're fighting a large boss or a large crowd of enemies, but you'll see kind of what I mean. We're gonna just go way over here. Totally summon the Destroyer now. We're gonna throw down everything we got. We're also gonna throw down a Magnet Sphere. Just kind of show off just our healing capability. Look at this. We're able to heal right quick. At least we should be. Did they nerf the Spectre armor even more than I thought they did? Mayhap they did, and I didn't know about it. Ooh, we're getting a lot of lag, too. Let's throw out a Magnet Sphere. Get that going. But effectively, you can see that we are healing up while doing damage here. Just not as quick as I was hoping. And I'm not sure if it's also just because we have a cadence motion and whatnot on it. No, I think we are healing thanks to the other stuff as well. So get that going. Get that going. Our knives again. Start destroying the Destroyer. You can see that we're just able to tear him apart thanks to all the good stuff that we got now. Like even his massive amount of HP doesn't really help him. We're able to heal pretty effectively. Get him murderized. And murder this big old man. Be done with it. I promised a mechanical boss, and we definitely got one. So, now you see that the major benefit of having something like the Spectre armor, which I still don't know if its effect is working currently. Doesn't really seem like it is. Typically the Spectre armor shows off like a visual effect of, at least from what I remember, of like little wisps of energy kind of healing you, going towards you. But maybe they've changed that? Magic damage done, and this is magic damage. They're all magic damage, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing too much damage to show it off proper. Let's get hurt. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they did nerf the Spectre armor and I didn't know about it. They did nerf it at one point massively because it was just so strong that you were able to pretty much do all the content in the game solo and do it easily solo. So that was a whole thing. They didn't really want that. Spooky looking scythe. Summons your own Grim Reaper, increases your crits moderately. Oh, cool. That's actually a nice thing to have. That'll give us a little Grim Reaper to come along with us. It'll increase our crits. And we did also get our Hallowed Bars, so we can create our Gather real quick. So we need to create a pickaxe axe. Where is... Do we need a little bit of souls for that? Might need some souls for that. Let's see, what do we need for the pickaxe axe? We need one of each soul. Okay. That we can do. I'm pretty sure. Let's take and we'll store all the rest of this stuff in here. Mechanical wagon piece, strange plating. We'll take and put our pink sludge in there. We have the might, we need the fright, and we know one sight. So now we should be able to create a pickaxe axe. Perfect. If we need any more, we'll have to create them. What do we need for Soul Forge? Interesting. I feel like it'd be worthwhile to build that. Huh. Well, we'll save that for another time. We do have the bars for it now, though. So we've got our thorium pieces. We need just some mud and some grass seed. Mud. Definitely have enough mud. Jungle grass seeds. Perfect. So we should be able to create a gatherer and a mistral anvil. Oh, and also a rich mahogany chest. Rich mahogany. I guess I'm gonna have to create the chest the good old-fashioned way. Rich mahogany, so I need 2 iron, of course. Iron. Okay. And where is... Okay, I know I can create a mahogany chest from what I have. Oh, actually I have to have the mahogany in my inventory. Silly me. One of those. And now we should be able to create... Yes, a chlorophyte gatherer. Bang. Just what we needed. So now we can store all the rest of this stuff. And put our chlorophyte up in here. So chlorophyte is useful for a ton of different things, which is why chlorophyte gatherer is so useful as it is. Where do we want to put it? I'll put it on this side. I guess we'll put it on this side. Yeah, okay. We'll put it here. And there we go. I forget. Does it get increased? Nope. Doesn't get increased from the looks of it by way of pickaxes, so we'll just leave it as is. Let's see. Look at all this ore we've got from different things. That's a lot of ore. Okay, so next time we can, I guess, tackle the jungle stuff. I do need to figure out if the Spectre stuff is working properly, but I'm not worried about it right now. Until then, goodbye.